All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the A and C podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Campbell. And in the house, we have none other than ECW Original Chili Willie. Woo!
Yo.
And our special guest for today, he is none other than AEW'S David Ali.
Yes.
What's up, guys?
Good to have you on, brother.
Yes,
Good
sir.
to have you on.
Sir.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
No doubt.
David, what shirt do you have on?
It's my Danny Jordan shirt.
Okay. And she's on
cool.
AEW too, right?
She is.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
awesome. David, how excited were you when you got that call from AEW to come on AEW Dark?
Oh man, that's it's like the dream right there, right? To be able to perform on like TV, any kind of level.
For sure.
Man, I was nervous, but this might sound cocky, but when it comes to wrestling, I don't ever doubt myself. So
right.
I knew I was gonna kill it. I knew I had to try to kill it. So
Yes,
I
sir.
went into it thinking like I was gonna make it. So
Nice.
hopefully I do.
Man, you had a great first match, especially with all the nice bumps you were taking, man, and you look solid in that ring.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. It hurt.
No doubt.
I bet, man. I bet.
I got a question for you, Dave. How did you get started in wrestling, man, and who taught you?
That's right.
Man, those always turn out to be like really long stories, don't they?
Yes, exactly. They are always.
So I started this journey in 2015. I left. The last place I was living at was Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm not from there, but that was the last place I was living.
Okay.
So around that time, it was only like just now becoming available about like how to train for wrestling, and that there were schools here and there and everything like that. So I found WWA4 in Atlanta, and I started training there with AR Fox. And a few years later, I had to up my game up, so I went to the Nightmare Factory when it was then called One Fall Power Factory. So so it's been a few years.
Okay, yeah, but very recently, 2015. That's not long ago, man. That's good that you started, 5-6 years ago, and now you are in AEW, up and coming. I would probably say the second, top company in America. Actually in the world, probably.
Sure.
And so that's very good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially like
kudos to you,
coming
brother.
up, everything you ever heard about wrestlers, it took them about like 10 plus
Hell
years
yeah.
to like even break to an opportunity. So I'm very, very fortunate, and I definitely understand that like this is an abnormal time for people in, I guess, my class, if you will. And a lot of us are just out here hungry trying to get it, man.
Right.
Especially since it's on the table.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good shit.
What descent are you?
I'm actually to be PC, I guess I would say African American.
Okay.
But I'm half black, half Indian from India, like not a Native American.
Right,
So
right.
my mom, he's from India, and my dad, he's actually from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh wow.
shit,
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
That's
So did
good
y'all
shit,
have
dude.
a lot of Indian food growing up?
I always get in trouble when I tell this part of the story. So even though I am half black, half Indian, my mom was adopted, so she doesn't. There's no real like Indian heritage that was like brought through, or passed down rather. So it's been like kind of my mission. I don't know, kind of since high school to kind of like get more in depth with my Indian background.
Okay.
So that way I know more of myself,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good
What
shit,
was
man.
the first spark for you in wrestling?
As far as like what really got me into it, or what was?
Yeah.
Man, it's hard to say. Especially the more I tell the story. I don't know. It's hard to say. Wrestling's always just been in the background somewhere. growing up. You know, when I was a kid, it was always like Hulk Hogan wherever he was going. And then as a teenager, it was WWF. And then you just kind of, you know, grow with it from there, especially when everything starts getting bought up. And the only thing you can watch is WWE. So, you know, I can't really say that there was one specific thing that made me go, oh, I want to be a wrestler. I just always wanted to be. Never thought I could be, but always wanted to be. So.
Okay.
Okay, good shit. Good job.
Go ahead.
I got one, Drew. Now, you from where you say you're from Chattanooga? You from Tennessee? How did you get to Florida or wherever you're from? How did you get to Florida, man? I mean, how did you get down to the AEW facility? Or who got you in there? You know what I mean? Because in wrestling, no, seriously, in wrestling, you know, you either got to know so, or they have like a tryout or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like for me, when I got in ECW, it was CW Anderson, Steve Carino who got me in. So, like, how did you get your foot in the door at AEW?
Well, let's see. So I've been wrestling so I moved from Chattanooga to Atlanta to train at WWE. And in Atlanta, I eventually meet QT after working at the Landmark Arena in Cornelia, Georgia. I actually worked Preston 10 Vance. He just got back from an injury, and that's when I first met QT. And ever since then, we just kind of like known each other. And I started training at Nightmare Factory right before it turned into Nightmare Factory. And you know, it wasn't who I knew, but it was also all because I knew him didn't mean that I was gonna get like an opportunity. I had to like prove it.
Right.
So I worked hard. Right. He saw it. I changed my body because I had like a dad bod for a minute, especially because when COVID started, you know. And I just changed my body, and like I just, not to sound conceited or anything, but like now it's probably like the best I've ever looked. And he recognized that, so he was like, "We'll give him an opportunity." So that's when they come down to Florida, and many COVID tests later.
Damn! Wow, that's the new thing here now. I mean, you're like the new school of pro wrestling right now. You know what I mean? And then with this pandemic and shit that's going on, how do you give some advice to some of the young talent out here who's listening, who's watching you? You know, what do they need to do to get their foot in the door? Like you said, it's not just about who you know, but your talent and everything. What do they need to do to get in the door? Ring of Honor, Impact, NWA, AEW, New Japan. How can a young cat get in?
I mean, there's a lot of different ways to get in, but I think like the most important thing that the young wrestlers need to understand is go to all the shows you can, get the reps in, especially if you can't train, get the reps in, you know, prove that you want it. First, decide if you want it or not, because that's really going to determine how much you're going to put towards getting in front of somebody noteworthy. So there's a lot of people who are like, who want to do it, but aren't really sure if they can do it. So make sure you can push forward. Because this is hard, man. Wrestling sucks. Wrestling sucks. That's so bad. It's a mind trip. It's everything you don't want it to be, but once you get it, it's everything you want it to be. So just get the reps in. That's my advice. Get the reps in.
Good deal.
What advice would you give to somebody for like their social media?
Just always have something to. I suggest if you don't have a character, find one, get one. Like that's what people want and need anyway, is character. Yeah. Otherwise, you just got two guys in the ring, and then nobody's gonna care. So with that character, you learn how to post, or how to post about your character rather, because everybody posts differently pertaining to like how their character is, you know. Because if you ever look at Darby Allin's page, everything's in black and white, because that's his motif, is black and white.
Yeah.
If you look at some of these other people's stories, like it'll match like their gimmick. So whatever your gimmick is, post accordingly, but always be posting. Always be posting.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good advice.
What
Good advice.
what's been your favorite moment in AEW so far?
There's been a couple of favorite moments that I had. I think there's two that I can name off the top of my head. So one, I got to team with my real life best friend, one of my real life best friends, Ashton Starr, against the Lucha Bros. And that match is probably it's probably the best match I've had on there. So,
I saw that. It's a good match.
If anybody out there who didn't see it, go watch that one. That was
yes. Did I tell you, Andrew? I said I saw that match, man. That was a good match.
It hurt, but it was hot. My other one just happened recently. It involved a lot of my really good friends. Danny Jordan fought Jade Cargill on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Danny Jordan's my other real life best friend. And I was in the crowd with Red Velvet whenever Jade attacked her. And seeing them fight like that was kind of cool. Cause like Jade's a big girl. We call her Megatron on the side. She's a big girl, you know. And I don't know if you guys been watching this whole thing with Red and Jade, but like it's, you know, I'm pulling for Velvet. You know, that's my other best friend. But I'm pulling for her. You know, that's gonna get in there. Everybody thinks she's small, but she's gonna get in there and whoop some ass, man, or whoop some tail.
Oh, you good?
You good, man?
Yeah, and nobody beats up Danny. I forgot to bring it back to Danny. Nobody beats up Danny like that gets away with it. So hopefully Red gets her some revenge. But that was a cool moment to be a part of. You know.
Of course, man.
Nice,
of course.
Nice.
Can you talk about?
Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
All right.
So, I'm here in the Philippines, man, and so I don't really get to see AEW or any wrestling for that matter that much. I had to go on YouTube to check it out. Yep. So I'm way behind, brother. I'm way behind. But what I was gonna ask you was, how is it being in a locker room, being around such great talent like veterans like Taz, Jake the Snake, Tully Blanchard, you know, Arn Anderson, Dustin Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. I mean, I'm quite sure them guys give you some type of pointers and some type of, you know, advice.
It's definitely surreal, to say the least, especially when you grow up watching all these guys. But it's just, I don't know, because like when it's happening, you're just kind of like taking it in, and you don't really have time to be like, oh man, I'm talking to DiMalenko right now. Like you just want to be like, you know, a good. Because I mean, you're in the back, you know, in the locker room you're at work, you know, so like you're associates. You don't want to be like, oh, you know,
right.
make a fool of yourself or whatnot. But it's definitely surreal to say the least. So
that's good shit.
Who's been the favorite person you've met in the back so far, like legend wise?
Legend wise, I would say Jake, but I've known Jake for a while, so I love that guy. He's the best. But let's see. There's so many. Christopher Daniels is really cool.
I saw that match. I saw that match with you against you tagging against Christopher Daniels and Kazarian.
Kazarian, yeah.
Yeah, a good match too. That was really good too, brother. No doubt.
Yeah, that one hurt.
That one with Lance Archer, man. I said, "Oh shit!" Yeah, I saw you bumping your ass off of that one. I was like, "Yo."
Lance is actually really cool. He's actually like,
I like him. Yeah, I like him.
That's awesome. But
that's awesome.
David, you talk about earlier your recent fitness journey. You said you used to have a dad bod. Can you talk about what got you through that?
COVID was pretty hard on everybody, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot harder on wrestlers than a lot of people think, just because we're so used to, like, our lives are generated towards gaining crowd reactions. And when the crowd's gone, when it's taken away from you so abruptly, and that's what you're used to training for every day, is making other people that you're not even allowed to be around, Like you just kind of you kind of get depressed, you know. And when you get depressed, you do things. Me personally, I like to eat. I stress eat and I drink a lot. And it got really, really bad. So and depression is nothing to mess with because even though it was like I would consider it light compared to like most people's depression or whatnot. It's nothing to mess with, man. It's a whole mental mind. I want to say the F word, but yeah, it's a mental mind. But I don't know. Wrestling's always been like it's my first love. So, and it's the only thing I'm in love with right now. So I was just like, I can't, like, wrestling is gonna come back in some kind of form or fashion. So I was like, I can't this isn't me anyway. I don't like being fat. I don't like being like out of shape or whatnot. And I'm getting older and like there's only so much time. And then they started holding AEW events at the Nightmare Factory in Georgia. And because everybody hold on. Alexa, stop.
That's awesome. That's epic. That's epic.
I guess it reminded
you went total shoot on that. That's awesome. Alexa, stop. Oh shit. We gotta have that for the opening. Hey Andrew, we gotta have that for the opening. Alexa, stop. That's funny as fuck. God damn.
Yeah, sometimes she gets my promo voice, you know.
Nice.
No, but with COVID happening and like people not being able to travel and dropping out, spots started opening up, and I was in the right place at the right time. So
nice. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's in the future for David Ali, man? Yes, I mean, I know you with AEW. I don't want to get you in trouble. I know you're probably loyal to AEW, but I'm gonna keep it real. You know, everybody knows WWE is the mecca, you know, of pro wrestling. So is that like in the future for you?
I'm actually a free agent, so I'm not signed or anything like that to anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's good.
I plan on getting a contract this year. So if anybody keeps up with me, if nobody's sleeping on me, you'll see me have a contract by the end of this year.
Okay.
Well, you let us know first.
I'll send you guys an email.
There you go.
No doubt. Damn, that's good.
If you had a choice between the two, AEW or WWE, which one would you choose?
Why would you ask me that question? like I'm gonna give you a legit. I'm not even gonna fave you. I'm just gonna tell you that was not a good question. let me ask you a question. Let me take this. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to see me get signed?
Exactly.
Don't ask me questions like that.
Boy, you can't. No, you cannot. Hey Andrew, you gotta lead into it, man. You just can't go with a straight kill.
Can't go for a jugular like that, man.
Boy, he went with a straight knockout. Damn. Don't air that shit. You know what I mean?
Boy,
damn.
I liked you up until that point.
But seriously though, that's good. That's good that you're a free agent and you getting a lot of TV spot time. You know what I mean? Because a lot of free agents or whatever people who are not really signed, they don't really get a lot of airtime on television and shit like that. And then getting good matches and stuff like that. So that's good that they are definitely they see something in you. You know,
that's
like
very very fortunate.
You know what I mean? So I guess to answer your question, Andrew, he's gonna stay with AEW. No doubt.
He looked like you really want to answer. Like, no, that's not good for me. I need to hear
Andrew's like, man, I want to fucking answer now. No. That's good, Dave, man. Yeah. Go ahead, Drew.
I got you. David, if you had to choose your dream opponent for the future, who would that be?
Dream opponent for the future? Man. I really want to wrestle Lee Johnson. I've only ever wrestled him one time.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, back in the day, back in the day at WWA 4. Outside of that, who do I really want to wrestle? I don't know if there's one person that I really want to wrestle outside of Lee, I guess, just because I want to wrestle everybody. But I haven't wrestled Lee in like 6. No, it's been shorter than that. It's like maybe like 4 years or so. Like I haven't wrestled Lee. We wrestled when we were in training. We never wrestled as pros. So that's the only reason why I say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews?
I feel like I have.
Okay.
Why would you put me on the spot like that? It's not even cool. It's not cool at all.
Mr. Andrews, Victor Andrews, one of my homies from North Carolina.
That's right.
Big ups, Victor Andrews. You know what I mean? So, but my last question for you, David. I don't want to take up too much of your time, brother. I lost Andrew. You got me fucked up. The young talent that you guys are coming up now. You know, how different are the times now that you see in pro wrestling than it was back in the day? And what are some of the good and some of the bad that you think that you guys are doing versus, you know, the old timers, like, you know, back when I was wrestling?
This might seem a little contradictory because of the current situation that I'm in, but I think because I came in right around the time of like a pivot change in wrestling. It was kind of like, because I got trained before Fox fully started training us full time. I was trained by Mr. Hughes. So, and he's super old school. So a lot of people in our class were trained on the old school, right in the middle of that transition between where we're at now. So with that, we were trained and we were told to, like, you know, keep doing like school shows and keep doing indie shows and stuff like that, get the reps in before we even like try to even show out on TV and stuff like that. And I think that not only keeps you in check of where you're at, but also keeps you humble of what you're doing. Because a lot of people will get to where they're at now and they're super young and they don't really fully understand that not a lot of people got to do that. Not a lot of people can do that. They're in a very fortunate spot and they take it for granted. So I think a bad thing, incidentally enough, is that like people are getting pushed too early to like the main spot. I feel like people just need more time on the indies. It makes you like, it makes you like discover your craft, like who you are. So that way, like when you get somewhere, you're easily coachable, or you're able to complete tasks that you're asked of without having to think with your teen brain. And I think the good thing is one of the better things about now versus then is, I think, the locker rooms, the camaraderie. It was very, I think since Speak Out has happened and Black Lives Matter, I think it's forced a lot of the bigots, whether they were like sexual harassing people or they're racist, force a lot of these bigots out of the locker room, expose them all, and expose a lot of people that really want to have a teamwork in the locker room, you know?
Unity.
Wrestling always had, when I was getting into wrestling, I always knew or always heard of like how competitive it was, and how like nobody really had friends, and how everybody was really poor, and like all these like negative things, and yet I still wanted to do it. But now I think people are trying to take care of each other because we all know what it's like. We know what the struggles are, and I think it's more connected than it was, a while ago.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff,
Yes,
man.
For
Thank
real.
you, thank you,
For real.
thank you.
That was a long answer. I'm sorry.
That's all good.
No. Hey, no, it was good. You put it all in there. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean?
For sure.
I didn't know you were coming with the Black Lives Matter, and
Yeah.
you made me think of some. You made me think of some things, but that's true because wrestling, man. Wrestling is that old school, carny, redneck style, entertainment shit that was pushed out hundreds of years ago, whatever. And you're right, man. I mean, when I was coming up, there was a lot of rednecks up in there, and you wrestle with them, but they didn't want to break bread with you, you know what I mean? And so, but you could wrestle with them, but they didn't want to eat with you. They didn't want to room with you, whatever. And now it's a new day now. And and you might be put in a room, you travel, you might be put in a hotel room with someone, who's from the opposite side, but like you said, it's a new era, it's a new day, and so that's why I asked the question. I really appreciate that answer, my brother.
Yes, sir.
That was good shit.
Yes,
No
sir.
problem. Yeah, I think our class is really like hell bent on making sure that things get changed for real and not just.
And we need that. We need
sure.
young guys and young girls like yourself, and come out, speak out, and change. So shit can change. You know what I mean? Because the days of that old shit, the days are gone, man. They should be gone anyway.
Yeah, shouldn't even been here, but
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Thank you. That's the whole point. Yes.
For real.
Thank you. Go ahead, Drew.
David, what's gonna be the next on your list after wrestling?
What do you mean?
As you retire from wrestling, what would you want to mark off your bucket list?
I'm not thinking that far in. I gotta wrestle, man.
Okay.
Like the moment I stop thinking about after wrestling or what I would be doing besides wrestling, that's the minute my goals change. That's the minute that's the minute my focus is taking off. So I can't, especially at this point in my career, I can't afford to take my eye off the ball. I gotta keep bouncing.
Gotta hit it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You asked the worst questions, man. That's 3 in a row.
Andrew, you killing him. You gotta kill him, man. Don't kill David, man.
I'm trying
to. David. We need Mr. Ali, man. No doubt. Shit. So, but yeah, man, David, I appreciate you coming on,
sir.
Man.
Thank you, David.
Anytime, guys. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Where can people find you next?
I wish I was in Florida for Mania Week, but it ain't gonna happen right now. So, which is cool. I'm cool not traveling so much right now, just because of COVID and things like that. So, but I'm gonna be in Georgia for the next couple months, doing shows around here. So, anybody needs to go to my social media. My Twitter is Real David Ali. I think, it's Real David Ali. Wait, no, I lied. Wait, I lied. Excuse me. Okay. My Twitter is the David Ali, right? My Instagram is Real David Ali. All right. So, and on Facebook, it's David Ali. So, if you go to those platforms, you'll see where I'm going to be at next. And I think the next Southern Honor, that's going to be the next big show that I do. That's going to be, what is this? This is April now. This is April. It's going to be May.
Okay.
I think May 7th is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. That's real nice.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Definitely.
Yes, sir. Well, David, me and Chili want to know if you can give the ANC podcast a little shout out promo real quick.
A little shout out promo? Okay. I gotta do some things.
Woo! You gotta do some things. Give him a second. Damn. That's good shit, man.
For real.
So the next time you all need saving.
Oh, you got this shit on. Nice.
The next time this podcast needs saving, you already know who you need to call to make this thing interesting. Because if you all can't save the world of wrestling with your little voices, maybe your savior can. Hallelujah. And that was it. So
nice. Good shit, man. Dave, man, I appreciate it, man. Hey,
Thank you, Dave.
When you get back and you see Dak Hardwood, man, tell him I said hello. Tell him Chili Willie said hello.
He's not gonna chop me. Is he?
Nah, he ain't gonna chop you. Tell him don't chop you. Tell him don't give me the Raleigh chop from Raleigh, North Carolina. Just tell him your boy Chili said hello.
I got you, brother. Hey, follow me on Instagram. Both you guys, follow me on Instagram.
Okay, I will definitely.
I got you, man.
Yeah, I'm old school, so I gotta give. I'm on Instagram, but you know, it's let me get up there right now. I'll follow you right now, dog. No doubt. So, yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
But thank you, man.
David.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.